Warning, I'm so sorry about the footage. It like corrupted or some shit, and now it's all like colory-ish, and whenever I turn it goes crazy, but it's all flashy and stuff, so epilepsy warning, I thought that I'd put that in beforehand. And second of all, I'll like definitely be swearing in this video, so just disclaimer, I guess. So basically, I joined this server like 2 days ago or something, and this guy told me the rules: don't grief or don't steal. Those are the main rules. But I think as long as they don't figure out, I'm fine. By the way, when I just got in, I went into this weird, like, wall place, and this guy gave me a totem, so that's why I have it. Like, he punched me off a cliff, and then I almost died, and he gave me a totem. But yeah, here's what I mean about color glitchy. Holy shit. But yeah, anyways, I was just basically checking the server out. I already had my basic gear, including a totem, which is pretty fucking weird to have at the start of a Minecraft SMP. But yeah, I guess you can buy, like, houses in this shit or something, but I don't know, I kind of just went in and left. But yeah, I was getting super hungry, so I decided to place a furnace right in the middle of the path, and I started cooking up some muttons. Then I started searching buildings because I was desperately in need of loot, and I couldn't find shit. Except when I searched this house, I opened the door and I found this weird, like, sign. And I doubled back after I realized what I just saw. I opened the door, and there it is, a chest with a book reading Cult by Poseidon. I opened the book and it said, "We are the Cult. We want you. Join the Cult or pay for protection. Protection, tribute 2 god apples. What you will do in the Cult: kill the Nether King, get full netherite armor, be in the fight against the corrupt dictator," whatever the fuck that means. I decided to rob the house of the book and check if they had anything else, but they had absolute nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing. I found a ladder in front of a guy's bed. What the I don't even know what I'm looking at anymore. But yeah, then I found this windmill in the distance, and it had absolute jack. But then I walked outside and I looked into the distance, and I found a bunch of pillars. And of course my first idea was to start running towards them like I was gonna raid their pillars, whatever they have on them. When I got there, it was just like a landmark, but for what? And then I noticed there's a base off in the distance over here, so I went to check it out, and boom, a shulker box. It had, like, bread, a bow, raw iron, which would be helpful, and 16 more. I plopped her down on the floor, and I opened it, and holy mother of Mary, I found this, like, a stack of dirt. That's the most important thing I could have ever found. A couple minutes later, and I found myself back at the village, but I wanted to see what the hell was going on with this, like, bridge thing. So I started walking up the bridge, but I noticed this thing behind me, and it was a barrel filled with, like, nether stuff. Then I found a shulker box filled with a bunch of deep slate bricks and whatever tough, I think. Then I started approaching the right side of the wall that I led up to the thing, and I found a wither health bar, and then I saw a name tag. Obviously, I started running, but at some point I got curious. So I ran back at the speed of light to figure out what was going on over here. And well, the guy died. But not for long, I guess. I think he reincarnated at the same spot that he died at, because I looked over and I saw his name tag back. Pulled off a sneaky little stealth mission, and I started creeping towards the guy very carefully so he wouldn't spot me. I take a peek over the corner and I see the guy that gave me the totem. So I knew we were chill, and I, without a second thought, ran down the hill. I started running down the hill like I was about to attack the guy, and I think it startled him, even though he wasn't even looking at me. I tried to take a closer look, but then I realized it was a stupid idea, and I started running away. But then I found yet another staircase up to what seemed like a kingdom. So obviously I started running up the stairs, and I found a mob spawner at the front gates, a bunch of random buildings, a nether portal. I found whatever the hell this thing is, and then I decided to run right inside of the building. I felt honored, like I was walking onto the red carpet. Maybe that's why this guy put this whole building in here anyways. I'm guessing it was the Nether King because there was a throne here, but I quickly decided to turn around because this is where I got given the totem. I was about to run in, he would have probably killed me. But then my stupid ass decided to go into the next building. And, it was a goddamn Coliseum. Who the hell did they have fighting in here? Looks like Cyclops would be fighting in this hoe. Then I came across this coal and I mined right into this guy's ground to get some flammable fluids. But before I could say noodle, it was nighttime, and I decided to run into this church-like building. It had nothing except for more coal beside it and iron. Surely nothing could go wrong while I'm mining this iron, right? Wrong. Where did that motherfucker even come from? But that was the least of my worries. I had to get back to that place before that guy figured out that I had stolen that other guy's whole shulker box. So I started zooming back at the speed of light, and before I knew it, I was going up the wrong staircase. I noticed about 2 seconds later that I was on the absolutely complete wrong side of the village, and that the other staircase was past every house in the damn place. So I bolted up the stairs, and when I reached the top, I was low on hunger, so I had to eat this rotten flesh from this chest. I did find myself back at the crime scene reasonably fast, and he did not find the loot before I did, thank Christ. So I slapped on my pantaloons, and I decided, I'm gonna run into this cave, so without further inspection, I jumped right into the water and almost died because my dumbass jumped too far from the water. On the good side, though, the cave was stacked to the brim with iron. Holy shit, there's like a 8 vein right here. So I mined up every goddamn individual piece of iron that I found, and that was a lot, and I mean a lot. I came out the cave with about 31 iron, and I decided I'm pretty stacked. I should probably go smelt. So I ran right on through this grass field like I owned the place, even though this guy that I stole from obviously owned every little part of this land. Sucks for you, buddy. I'm digging in your property. And I decided to figure out what that promise thing is, and it turns out it was the spyglass. I took out the diamond axe and quickly put it back, realizing that if this guy saw me with that diamond axe out, he would immediately know because I was a freshie on the server. There was no way I had all this loot. But of course I did, because I decided to steal literally everything from this guy's house. Or so I thought. So after I was done smelting in this cave for about 15 hours, I decided to double back to that house and check it out again. And literally the second I did, I figured out that my dumbass left a trap door. I ended up only taking a piercing book from the upstairs, but when I got to the downstairs, Jesus Christ, I had found somebody's full set of netherite armor and their diary. Then I found a fully maxed out shield, a bow, an elytra, and a totem that my dumbass didn't pick up, so I'm going to right now. But then I found a shovel and a fully maxed out netherite pickaxe. I slapped that shit on, but sadly I didn't have the chest plate because he took it for some reason. And I let a zombie whack me. It did no damage. After walking about 20 more steps, I decided I think it's time to log off. I really hope they don't suspect anything, but other than that, bye.